Manchester United confirm that Leny Yoro is in the squad and will make his debut today against Rangers. Erik ten Hag speaks out publicly on the Ligt deal, and more stories saying that Adrian Rabiot is set to join the club. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this afternoon's show. But before we get into that, please do me a small favour, smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 p.m. So if you want to keep up to date with all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk, this is the best way to do it. Get involved. Everyone is welcome. Right, let's start the show off with Rabiot, shall we? Because this story just keeps coming thick and fast. We had a story last night from a very reliable French journalist saying that apparently Adrian Rabiot has decided to join Manchester United. And we have another journalist literally in the last couple of minutes, again, a French journalist who reports for L'Equipe, saying that Adrian Rabiot is now close to joining Manchester United. He says that Rabiot's agent has held positive talks with Manchester United in recent days and the player wants the move. Now, just to give you a bit of context, obviously he is a free agent. He won't cost Manchester United any money, but he is asking for big, big wages. He rejected a 150 grand per week net contract at Juventus, which is about 200 grand a week before tax. Apparently, to join Manchester United, he's asking for in excess of £200,000 a week. What I want you to tell me is, should Manchester United sign Adrian Rabiot? It's a free agent, but he's going to want big, big wages, a big signing on fee. And there is also talks that his mother, who is his agent, is also asking for a big signing on fee for her as well. I mean, why not? 29 years of age, he turns 30 in April next year. Obviously had a very good World Cup for France. He is a decent player, but I just think he doesn't fit in Ineos's model of bringing in players under the age of 25. I would only bring in someone like Rabiot if maybe Eriksen left. If we managed to sell Eriksen for, say, 5-10 million, then bringing in someone like Rabiot as an inexperienced option in the squad would probably make sense. But at this point in the transfer window, I think we need to be prioritising younger options, i.e. people like Manuel Ugarte, Joao Neves or Martin Zubimendi. Those are the priorities for me personally. So yeah, I'm a little bit torn between Adrian Rabiot, but I'm always interested to see what other Manchester United fans have to say. Make sure you get in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Should Manchester United sign Adrian Rabiot? Moving on from that though, I want to talk a little bit about Leny Yoro, and it is the news that you've all been waiting for. Manchester United have confirmed in the last couple of minutes that Leny Yoro is on the flight for the game today. He will start, apparently, against Rangers. I am so excited to see this kid play. He only signed on Thursday, was in training on Friday, and now he's starting for Manchester United on Saturday. I know it's just a friendly, but still, we're okay to be excited. The mood is so good around the club at the moment, and to see our brand new exciting signing for the first time, 48 hours after we got him. If I'd have told you this time last week, right? If we did a show and I said, you know what, this time next week, you'll see Leny Yoro in a Manchester United shirt, you would have all thought I was crazy. You'd have said there's no way on earth. He's going to Real Madrid. And if he doesn't go to Real Madrid, he'll probably end up at PSG. If he doesn't go there, he'll probably end up at Liverpool. We managed to beat all of those clubs to this signing. And within the space of a week, it went from a player that we had no chance of signing and people were laughing at us for putting in a bid to somebody who's literally going to start today. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the rival fans' tears. They're all hating on us because they can see we're going in the right direction. So 4 o'clock today, Manchester United versus Rangers, we will get to see Leny Yoro for the first time. So really excited about that. I cannot wait to see him in a Manchester United shirt. Moving on from that though, we've got a big update on Matthijs de Ligt. So this is coming out from Fabrizio Romano. He says that Matthijs de Ligt is still on the list for Manchester United, but he's saying that apparently Manchester United will only proceed if Bayern Munich lower their their fee demands. So at the moment, Bayern Munich are asking for 50 million euros plus add-ons. And apparently they're saying either you give us that money or we're not selling him. Manchester United apparently want to pay closer to 35 million, which I think is fair. He's a player who's on massive wages. He earns about 300 grand a week at Bayern Munich. He's been injured 20 or more games for the last 5 seasons in a row. I don't think it's a good deal if you're spending 50 million on him. I don't. When you look at his injury record, his wages, at the moment he's sitting on the bench for Bayern Munich and Eric Dyer started ahead of him. That's probably because of his injuries, to be fair, but still, they clearly want rid of him. We know that for a fact. Bayern Munich have already agreed a deal for Jonathan Tah with Bayern Leverkusen. And the only way they can get that deal over the line is if they sell Matthijs de Ligt. So they can say that they want 50 million, but the narrative is Manchester United will not pay it. It's not going to happen. Fabrizio does say, however, that apparently Branthwaite is still high on the list. Obviously, Everton's takeover fell through yesterday. And he's saying that apparently Manchester United is still actively pursuing Jared Branthwaite, but won't pay the 70 million valuation. I personally think that Man United could go back to Everton now and put in a cheeky bid, and it probably would be accepted. Obviously, we had 2 bids rejected already, 35 million and 45 million. And there is talks this morning that they will go in for a best and final bid somewhere around 50 million pounds. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. But also, just to add the full picture, Erik ten Hag has been talking about the Ligt. He was asked directly if Manchester United will sign the Ligt this summer. And Erik ten Hag has said this. This is a direct quote. He says, "It remains to be seen whether Matthias de Ligt will join Manchester United this summer." He says, "I know him well. I wanted to sign him 2 years ago, but at that time he was already very far along on his deal to Bayern Munich." I want everyone to remember that as well, because there were some people in the fan base hating on Leny Yoro, saying he doesn't want to come, he wants to go to Real Madrid, why are we signing him? Why are we buying somebody who doesn't want Manchester United? But then the same people want Matthias de Ligt, who 2 years ago, as Erik ten Hag has just publicly said, had an offer on the table for Manchester United, but decided to go and join Bayern Munich instead. So we have to always remember that when we're giving criticism of players. He says, Erik ten Hag says, "Believe it or not, Matthias de Ligt did not come from me in this process." So he's effectively having a jab at the media who say that all of the players he signed are Dutch and that he's made bad signings. He's effectively saying that Matthias de Ligt wasn't his idea. He's saying he knows him well, he likes him, he would like him at the club, but it wasn't his idea to bring in Matthias de Ligt. So it'll be interesting to see how this transfer pans out. I'm very surprised that Erik ten Hag has spoken out publicly about a player, because 99.9% of the time, managers will just say, "He's not my player, I can't talk about him." That's the most used line in relation to transfers. But Erik ten Hag has literally said, "It remains to be seen whether we will sign de Ligt this summer. I know him well." He says, "I wanted to sign him 2 years ago." Like, he's clearly telling us that there is a genuine desire there from the club, and not just himself. He says, his name did not come from me, so it must have come from Dan Ashworth or Omar Barada or Sir Dave Brailsford. Like, somebody else within the club is pushing to sign Matthias de Ligt. And obviously, Erik ten Hag's in agreement, because as he says, he knows him well. He was with him at Ajax, and he tried to sign him 2 years ago. So it'll be interesting to see how the Matthias de Ligt to Manchester United saga carries out. I'm going to call it a saga. Why not? It feels like a saga. I personally think that we're going to go in for a third bid for Branthwaite. I think that's what Manchester United really want to do. And then if that doesn't work, I think they'll go back in for de Ligt, because at the moment, there's no real incentive to buy de Ligt. We want to pay 35 million and Bayern want 50 million plus add-ons. We're not really getting ourselves a good value signing, are we? For a player who's been sat on the bench and injured for most of last season and on massive wages. So unless that fee comes down, as Fabrizio says, Matthias de Ligt to Manchester United probably won't happen, because United effectively have said to them, "We're not going to pay the money you're asking for. Either you negotiate with us, or we're going to go and buy someone else." So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. It was just a little roundup to bring you all of this, because obviously this is all breaking news that's just dropped. Please make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. This has been Daily Red Devil. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.